Hey, Remarkable Lifers, this is Craig.
And this is KJ.
It sure is.
It
It
is.
looks familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So thanks for joining us. If you are new here, just to catch you up to speed real quick, in October of 2022, we sold everything, we quit jobs, and we started a whole new life in AJIJIC Mexico. So we live here now, and we are sharing our story and our real adventures and what it's really like for us to live here. So today we're going to answer a few questions. We've been getting a lot of comments and questions and personal messages and all kinds of things, mysteriously, since the first of the month.
And stay tuned, because at the end of the video, we have a very, very big, huge announcement. So,
oh, yeah. So stay tuned for that. I think you guys will be really excited about it. I know we are. So hang in there with us. But we want to go ahead and answer some of these frequently asked questions, or maybe just really good questions that have come up. Okay? So let's get started. Here we go. Here's one of the questions. We're going to start with this. What is that thing in your hand? It is a remote to the camera, and it is because I cannot remember to put the darn thing down. Okay, so I've put it down now.
Okay, there's that.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through our comments and questions. I have some that are kind of pulled out, and I'm going to read those off, and KJ is going to start answering them, and I'll chime in. Okay, so on our video of flying out of Guadalajara, okay, so we have that video telling you all about what you need to know. This person says, Alana says, I messed this up. I didn't know that you have to go to INM before you check a bag, even if you already have a boarding pass. Won't happen again.
See, that's really good, because that tells us that the information in the video actually helped her.
Yes.
And we've actually run into people and stuff that they go, just like you do in the States, you know, they'll go into the airport and they'll get in line to check their bag. And if you do that here in Mexico and you are a permanent or temporary resident, you're going to have a problem whenever you go to check your bag. The first stop you always make, if you are a temporary or permanent resident and you are leaving Mexico, if you're going outside of Mexico, is the first stop you make is the INM office.
Yes.
Get them to stamp your passport and log you in that you're leaving the country, and then you go check your bag, or you go to security and go to the gate or whatever. If you don't, they're going to send you there.
Yeah, and if you look at that video, our flying in or flying out of Guadalajara, there have been some changes to the exterior of the airport since we made that video. We're going to work on getting you a little more updated information, but the interior and where INM is still exactly the same.
In Guadalajara, yes, absolutely. And every airport's different, so make sure that you allow plenty of time.
Yes.
Okay, make sure you allow plenty of time. In Mexico, if you're checking a bag, you may be in line for a while.
Yeah. And then another day you go there and you're boom, boom, boom. You're
right. So just make sure you leave plenty of time.
It is an international airport. It is a very busy airport. And so better to enjoy one of the nice little coffee shops and kill some time than to get there late.
Yep.
Trust me, we've seen it.
Yep.
Okay, so our next question is Annie. And Annie asks, is it really necessary to buy the MRG, the Mexico Relocation Guide? If you have one good contact, can't you expand that to others? And it just seems like a lot of money to pay. It looks a little crazy to me. So
I'll go with that. You're right. I mean, I hate to tell somebody they're wrong. I mean, that is an option. Purchasing the Mexico Relocation Guide is not an absolute must. But with that being said, for us, in our experience, having the information and the contacts that for everything that you could possibly imagine in there made it so much easier for us. For us, we felt the financial investment was well worth it. Yeah. It made so many different aspects a lot easier, and it also gave me that confirmation and confidence in the research I had already done on my own. Yeah. The other thing is the private Facebook group that you get access to as a member of the Mexico Relocation Guide. And remember, it's a one-time thing. But that private Facebook group, we still use it. Yes. I mean, you're getting current information from people at current consulate requirements, how to get appointments, what it looks like for this, what it looks like for that, in real time. And as you're going through this process of getting your visa and getting all this stuff done, you've got people in live time telling you what's going on,
helping you interpret some of that. Even the owner of the guide, Mariana, she'll jump on there and answer questions and share new things that pop up. So it's really, really valuable. And there's so many resources in there. One of the things I was watching as KJ was doing this research, and it was painstaking. He's like, I found this information. So excited. And we're talking a month of digging and digging and digging for information. And then we found the Mexico Relocation Guide. And we went into it, and boom, plop. Everything's right there. He's like, oh my gosh, this would have saved me so much energy and time.
So much time.
And then the next steps just laid out before you. And then there was also things that we had never even considered that were very important.
And there are checklists and all kinds of stuff in the Mexico Relocation Guide to help you. And everybody's situation is different. Like in our case, we specifically were looking for a company that could help us with bringing our dog down here.
Yes.
And, and what we found was someone who would not only transport our dog, but us and our household items and all this stuff. So it expounded on so many different things that I hadn't thought of. So for us, we felt like the financial investment was well worth it.
And a lot of times people will ask us if we can refer them to who we used and the people that are in that guide. Can you just give me that information? No, I'm sorry, we can't.
Right.
That information is proprietary, and you and us will all be under the same guideline of it is proprietary, and we should not share that because they've worked very hard and very long to gather and vet all of these resources. And it is a constantly changing resource that, if somebody's not doing what they should, or if they can't work that anymore, they pull that out, they add somebody new.
Yeah.
If things change and the government or the regulations, that's instantly updated. So it's a constant and evolving tool that you have. And again, like we said, we've used it.
Yeah, we still use it today for things. Yeah.
Still. Yeah. So it's a really good resource. We won't keep harping on it, but we do have a link down below, and we do get a little, just being fair, we are a partner with them, and we do get a little bit back on that. It helps us get in, helps us for what we're doing here, as well as get you a very reliable link to get that set up. So anyway.
Moving on. Next question. So the next one is someone asked, where's the link to your website? We can't find it. Well, all of our links are down below in the description of the video. If you click on that little description where it starts to describe it underneath of your video, it'll expand and everything we have is there. So the other thing is on our website, we do offer services. So if you look at the services and affiliates tab, it'll give you all those partners that we have. On our website.
On our website,
yeah. But here's the thing, we made it really easy. Our website is www.trulyremarkablelife.com.
The same as our channel.
Yeah, very easy.
As is all of our social media, everything is the same name.
Yep.
So definitely look that up. If you Google it, you should find it instantly.
Yep.
So thank you for coming and checking us out. So if you need to contact us for any of those services or any other reason, there is a contact us form, and it'll be right in the middle of that contact us tab.
Yeah,
Okay?
hit the tab and it takes you to the form.
Yep, there you go. So George asks, can you talk about PV, Puerto Vallarta, versus AJIJIC for gay expats, and in terms of cost and general environment?
Wow, that's a loaded question.
It's a big
question. So the first thing I'm going to say is PV and AJIJIC both have very large LGBTQ communities comparing to the overall population. Obviously, PV's is a lot bigger than AJIJIC just by population-wise. But kind of, from a broad 50,000 foot, kind of level, Puerto Vallarta tends to have a younger crowd. The weather there is very hot, very humid for many months out of the year. AJIJIC, the LGBTQ crowd, the demographic is older. Our weather is wonderful the majority of the year. There's about 6 to 8 weeks where it gets hot.
Yeah. There's a beach there.
There's a beach there. There's not here. There's a lake here.
Really don't swim in here.
Yeah. So, there are some differences. And so it's going to depend on what it is that you want. And I think that's the big number here is, what are you wanting? Because Mexico is going to have something to offer everyone for what their individual needs and desires are. We have friends that live in AJIJIC for 8 months out of the year and go to Puerto Vallarta for 4 months out of the year. We have friends who live in Puerto Vallarta and they've been there for a year and a half and they're like, we can't do it anymore. It's too hot. And they're moving somewhere else. So it just depends on what you want. As far as cost goes, Again, it just depends because everybody's finances are different, right? What is inexpensive to one person may be very expensive to someone else, and vice versa.
And where you live within those communities
Yes.
are going to drive that. If you live directly in the Zona Romantica, yeah, you're going to pay more. There's beautiful areas just outside of that you can live in, and it's less. It's the same for here. If you live right in AJIJIC, you may pay more. You live in Jocotepec or Chapala, you may pay less.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to pin that down.
It's hard to answer those kinds of questions without extreme specifics, and a lot of those specifics are things that you're not going to necessarily want to put in a comment on YouTube or something.
Well, we actually, it's hard for us to respond to a whole list of questions. We want to be as forthcoming as possible, but sometimes that's difficult. So we do have, again, that link. Check us out if you want to do a private message type of a situation where you do a consultation with us. All of that information is on the services tab.
Yeah, and we can go through your specific
And that sometimes
needs and
is
desires.
very important to go through what you're really looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, we get this question a lot. So this person asks, what kind of outdoor swimming opportunities are there? I've heard that Lake Chapala is polluted. Is there a good pool? Is there, those kind of things. We get a lot of questions on, is Lake Chapala very polluted? So I think I'll start off by saying it's a lake. Yeah, it's polluted. I wouldn't I wouldn't eat out of it. I wouldn't drink out of it. I wouldn't swim in it. But it is beautiful. And there have been efforts over the last 30 to 40 years to undo some of the damage that was done, maybe in the mid-'80s, 90s, with some bad runoff and those kind of things. Is it toxic to even walk near? Absolutely not.
No. Does it smell bad?
No.
No.
You're going to run into little drainage ditches or something like that, but no more than it's a lake. So, but you can walk the Malecon very comfortably without bad odors and stuff that's caused by the lake. You will see algae. You will see things growing near the edge.
You will see local kids swimming in the lake.
You will see locals swimming in it, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a second head or anything, so I mean...
Must not do too much damage.
Yeah.
But as for one of the things to know about the lake is it's very shallow for a lake, based on the topography, based on the fact that it is basically an extinct volcano. It's very shallow, and I think the deepest place in it is like 40 feet. And so near
So we've heard.
Yeah. And the edges and stuff, around the edges and stuff that subsides in dry seasons and grows back up in the wet seasons, and people sometimes farm out a little further. Therefore, there are fences. Therefore, there are things that get swallowed up by the water when the wet season comes. It's not someplace you want to swim. There's people who have been tangled in things and drowned, and it's a beautiful place. But it's just not the type of lake that's good for sporting activities and those type of things. There are boats that go out on it. They are very specific kinds of boats. You will not have big yacht type boats out there on it. It's shallow water boats.
Yeah. And so as far as swimming pools go, a lot of the homes here have swimming pools.
Yes.
A lot don't. And the reason for that is because the climate is so mild that even, during... a lot of people won't swim in the swimming pool because it's just too chilly for them.
Yeah, you get a few months out of the year that you can swim in it naturally, and then it starts getting too cold and you have to heat it. Well, and that's expensive.
And there are, there's not like your gyms, and your gyms don't have pools here. The gyms are smaller. There are a lot of spas that are thermal spas, and they have big, huge swimming pools. There are hot tubs. You've seen, if you've been watching our channel, there's a video where we went to Balneario Spa, and they have like a progressive hot tub thing. So, I mean, there's a lot of activities that are water related here.
Yes.
Yeah, that you can do, and that's fine. If you are if you work out and you need like an Olympic-sized swimming pool and you do laps in it every day, and that's your
that's what you need,
and that's what your exercise is, you're going to struggle.
Yeah,
with
not
that
readily available,
right?
Especially all year long.
Yeah.
I would say, don't anticipate that the lake is going to be a major problem.
No,
at all. But do not suggest that the lake is going to be your ultimate sporting event either.
Right.
Because the lake is there to look at, and the lake is there to maybe float on in a kayak. People do kayak.
There's a lot of locals that fish in the lake. I mean, if you're a fisher, if you like to fish, that's definitely something that you can do here. I mean, catch and release, but I wouldn't eat the fish that you get out of it.
Personally, yeah. And even the restaurants will get their fish from outside, from the coast and those type of things. So, but anyway, I hope that answers some of the questions. If you have specific questions, let us know. But just know it's not the worst. It's not the worst of times. It's not the best of times. It's just a beautiful darn place. So, okay. So one more. We're going to talk about mobility. Someone asked us, what do you consider better for people who are mobility challenged as we age? Chapala or AJIJIC? Thank you, Jesse, for your question. And we did answer that in Facebook, but I will say that's a hard one too.
It is, and we've gotten this a number of times, and mobility issues come in a very wide spectrum of things. I mean, you have people that are, permanently in a wheelchair all the way to people who've just aged and struggle a little bit with walking on uneven surfaces.
Or balance.
So it's a huge thing. What I will say is, if you have severe mobility issues and like you're in a wheelchair or you need a walker and stuff like that to get around, Mexico is going to be difficult for you. You're going to have a much easier time in the bigger cities, in certain neighborhoods. A little village like AJIJIC, you're really going to struggle with. I mean, AJIJIC is not wheelchair accessible. Period.
We could not. There are places where they have ramps, but it's. I would not confidently tell you that you're okay here.
Right. There are people here who are in wheelchairs.
And there's Chapala is a lot better.
Yeah.
I hear Jocotepec has a lot better accessibility. At each end of the lakeside area. But here,
it is not going to be what you are used to in the U.S. and Canada for sure,
definitely.
or Europe.
You can find houses that are all on one level, that are easily accessible. You can you have your car and drive around from place to place. Most of your big places like Soriana, Walmart, those are going to have accessibility. But you're going to struggle to go to some of the smaller restaurants. There's places that are upstairs. The whole restaurant's upstairs. And there's no elevators. And so that's a strong consideration.
Yeah, but as you age, I mean, like we have friends that are older and they have, just basic mobility issues just from getting older, a little bit, might need a cane or something like that sometimes, or don't have the strength in their legs to climb stairs and stuff. And they do just fine here. I mean,
they manage. I sometimes see them and go, but because I'm like, that's unlevel. But you do actually find that after you live here for a while, you get used to the cobblestones, and it can actually help increase your balance. It has mine.
It has mine too. Yeah,
just more sure on my feet because I was forced to do it.
Yeah.
But that's not medical advice, and I'm not giving any of that.
No.
So I would say that anyone with a concern on that, you should visit. You should visit and pretend you live here and go to those places that you need to go to and see how it is for you.
Yeah.
But any place that's going to be accessible is going to be Mexico City, right in the upper neighborhoods of Guadalajara, those types of places. So, if you have any questions, drop those down below. As you can see, we're trying to answer those. We answer all these in the comments and stuff below too. But also, if we can't answer it, we'll be honest with you and say, I think we're going to need to have a deeper conversation about this and probably refer you to our consultations and stuff. Sorry about that, but sometimes it's just not okay to give you a partial answer on a complicated issue.
Right.
But thank you to everyone who does comment. Go through the comments, read through our comments. There's some great conversations and additions in there. It's a good part of our community, and so I would encourage you to do that.
Absolutely. So now the big announcement. Woo-wee. So we have been asked to participate in a Mexico YouTubers conference at the end of January in San Miguel de Allende.
We are so excited.
We're crazy excited about this. This is really, really awesome. So we're gonna be there, and there are gonna be several different YouTube channels from Mexico that are also gonna be there. And I have to look at my phone because it's a list. But according to the information I have, Gringos R Us are gonna be there.
Yay!
And Retired Life Mexico No Bull.
Awesome.
Awesome. Two Travelers Mexico. Retired Life Mexico, and Mariana from the Mexico Relocation Guide is going to be there as well.
Going to be there live, yes.
So this is going to be really, really cool. It's going to give us the opportunity, a lot of us channels, to actually meet in person. You know, a lot of us have corresponded via email and on social media and whatnot, but a lot of us haven't met face to face. So this is going to be a really cool opportunity to do some different things and meet up. But we're also there is going to be a subscriber meetup.
Yes.
So this is going to be on January the 25th. In the afternoon. So if you are able to go to San Miguel de Allende, go to the meet and greet. We're going to be posting more information as everything solidifies. Yes. We'll be posting on our social media, on Facebook and whatnot. So if you guys get the chance to go to San Miguel de Allende for this, it's going to be really, really cool. Yeah. Something else is, if we have enough Truly Remarkable Life subscribers, we're going to go a few days in advance and maybe stay a couple of days after. But if enough of y'all come down to San Miguel de Allende, we may just do our own little True Remarkable Life side meet and greet before all of this goes down, so y'all can meet each other.
That'd be great.
I think that would be really, really great too. So stay tuned. You'll see stuff on our social media, but this is going to be really, really cool, and we're very excited to meet our fellow YouTubers and collaborate, and this is going to be really fun.
It's kind of like MexTubeCon or something. There's no name yet, but it's there's no name,
awesome.
But so maybe
are you
costume
are you
something.
Throwing that out for suggestions?
MexTubeCon, yeah.
MexTubeCon, who knows?
Maybe that'll become a thing.
That's really cool. All right.
Awesome.
Well,
so thank you guys. We are glad that we were able to give you this information. My camera's dying, so we're going to let you go for now and say, if you haven't already,
go find your Truly Remarkable Life.
And check us out at our website and social media. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.